Hey guys, my name is Stephanie, and today I'm going to talk about the lies in our heads. Because there are constantly lies in our heads, that voice in our head, that negative talk that is not of God, that negative energy that always tells us that we're not good enough, and it's a lie. There's tons of lies in our head, tons of lies telling us things that are absolutely not true. This is one of the things that I personally struggle with, is all these lies in my head. But I'm kind of realizing all these thoughts in my head that they are lies, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So first I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a story. So I've been going through, well, let's say yesterday was a really, really hard day. It was just a really hard day, and I had a lot of breakdowns. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I have my Bible study group that I went to, and I'm very thankful for them because this group basically reflected my thoughts back to me. And that's where I found out that I have a lot of lies in my head that I wasn't even really aware of. So this group of women, I actually believe, was brought to me by God because, yet again, I'm just so emotional, you guys. I am so emotional. So a year ago, I was crying and I was praying at the same time for a group of women, for a group of people that could be around me and support me. I was completely alone. I really don't have many friends right now. A lot of my friends, they're just far away or they just don't really talk to me. So I was praying for this. And that day that I was praying for it, just sobbing with tears down my face, I had actually a vision. Like there was like a vision. And some people are going to believe this and some people are not. But I have really good intuition. And sometimes these things just kind of come to me. So I had this vision pop in my head. And it was basically a vision of this church. And it said, go there. So I got up, I got on my phone and I thought, okay. So I started looking into the church. Is there anything going on? This was a Wednesday and I found out that there was a family night. It said family night. So I followed that and I went down to the church when family night was there. Actually went for a little bit of a walk beforehand to like clear my head because I was so emotional. And I get there and there's like almost no cars in the parking lot. And I was like, I felt awkward walking in because there were no cars in the parking lot. And I walked into, almost all the lights were off except for there was a group of like Bible study men in the corner. And I was walking around. I don't think there's any family night tonight. There was no family night. But one of the men came over and he said, can I help you? And I was like, I was telling him I was there for family night, and he said that there's no family night. He said, but there's a group of women over here that do a Bible study. So this is how I got pulled into this Bible study. This was back in October, and I'm going to just say, this is something I prayed for, and God did deliver. So if you're praying for things, know that God does deliver. It's kind of interesting because I found out this year that they've been doing it for a year. And you know when they started it? They started the group on my birthday. So not only did God give me a group that I prayed for, He started it on my birthday. What an amazing gift. So there's a testimony for you. That's not the only story we're going to talk about because we still have to get into talking about those lies in our head. But before I go into that, I do have to do this part. I know it's like uncomfortable for me, but I have to get in the practice of this. I have a membership. It only costs $22 a month, and I'm going to be in there every month answering questions. If you want to talk to me or ask me questions, this is what I suggest to do, is to join the membership. The next meeting is going to be November 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I also do in-person consultations, and if you're not ready to buy anything, I have a free video course, and I will put the link in the description and the comments. If you feel like I can help you in any way, Mostly this group is about eating healthy and being on a healthy diet to heal, because I'm on a healing journey myself and I want to be around other people and create a support group by doing this membership. But if you feel like I can help you, I am there to answer any questions that you have in the group. My biggest thing is to be of service to you. Now let's get back to the lies in our head. So first of all, I went to Bible study last night and there was a verse that was brought up that I have to read you guys really quick. So this is Isaiah 7, verse 4. It says, "Say to him," and this is what I highlighted because I was really struggling with my emotions because I had a lot of things happen yesterday. And I felt like I was in a lot of fear. And I felt like God said, be careful, keep calm, and don't be afraid. Don't lose heart. I highlighted that in my Bible, and that's what we went over in the Bible study last night. We were talking about Isaiah, but those things really popped out in my head. And what appropriate timing that God reached down and spoke to me. So if you are personally struggling yourself, remember to always be calm and to be careful in your actions next, because you don't want to make you don't want to take action out of fear. And always remember, don't be afraid. Keep a loose heart. So you guys can go look that Bible verse up if you want in your Bible. All right, so before I did this video, I did this little activity, and you guys should do it yourself. Get a notebook out, and what you want to do is write all the lies in your head down on your journal. So last night, because I broke down in the middle of Bible study and I had supportive women around me, just basically amazing women supporting me, I got to reflect on really what was bothering me. And I talked about it. One of the things that I told the group is that I'm alone. I feel alone. I feel isolated. I feel like there's nobody around me, no support. But you know what? I realized that's not true. After last night, I realized that I have amazing people in my life and I have amazing support. And what was really interesting to me is someone in the group said, raise your hand if you feel alone. Raise your hand if you don't feel like you belong to this group, that you're not part of this group. And you know what? Every single person raised their hand. There's about 10, 12 people there. They all felt that. We all feel like we're alone. We're not like anybody else, and we're isolated. And as a society, I guess that's what we've been, I don't know, it's those lies in our head. Those lies that aren't true. Maybe we are not alone. Maybe we have people around us. Maybe we have the support, but we don't realize it because we're not reaching out for help and we're not in community. And being in community with a group of people like a Bible study is an amazing support group. Another thing that I realized, a lie that's in my head. I'm not good enough because of my struggles. I'm not good enough because of my struggles. So I feel like I struggle because I have my health issues that I'm currently working on, eating healthy food. I have my emotional issues. And because of that, I feel like I'm not good enough because I'm not strong enough. And we're going to go over the actual truths later. Another thing that I wrote down. My emotions make me weak. I believe that my emotions, because I am a very emotional person, it makes me a weak person. I feel like I'm very different. I'm not like anybody else. And I'm going to go into more about this in a little bit. I feel like I'm broken. I feel like I'm not perfect, so how can I possibly help anyone? Because I believe that I have to be perfect. So those are all examples of lies in our head. Those are actually lies in my head that I found out were not true. Now, instead of focusing on the lies in our head, what we want to do is we want to look at all the lies in our head, and then we're going to write on your paper. So you should have the lies. And then at the bottom, or you could even do the right and left, or left and right, you could do my strengths. So next we're going to do my strengths. So what you want to do is look at the lies and you want to find actual truths. We don't want to focus on the lies in our life. We want to focus on the truths. And if we focus on the truths, that's where we start making positive shifts in our life that's going to direct us in the positive way, basically the path that God has allowed us where we should be walking. So let's go back to I'm alone. So I found out that I'm not alone because everybody in the Bible study raised their hand. They all feel alone, but they're not alone. We're all there together, supporting each other. And I also found out today that I have support in my community. So I am not alone. That is a lie. One of the things that they talked about in the group is that I have a strength of being vulnerable. That it is a strength to open up and share how I feel to a group of people that, well, it's scary. It's scary to be vulnerable. So they said that that is one of my strengths. And I was also told, back what I was telling you about the story, when I first joined, she said that was a strength because I walked into this Bible study. I walked into it because I felt like God, He was guiding me there. So it made it a little bit easier because God was guiding me there. But she said, it's really hard for somebody to come in to a group and be vulnerable in the group the first day because I opened up the first day and I was talking about things. And she says, that's a strength. So I found out one of my strengths is being vulnerable and opening up. I found out that I'm not weak at all. I'm actually a very strong person. One of the things that I've accomplished is I had an at-home birth with my daughter. So 100% natural birth. And they were all like, wow, you did that? So they were telling me that that's a really impressive thing. And where I felt like I was different, I was not like everybody else because I told them like everybody eats a certain way and I don't feel like I fit in because I can't eat that way. I can't go out to eat. I can't, these things that made me feel very, very different. They said, that's your strength. That's your strength. That's not your weakness. I don't have the strength and the dedication to eat healthy all day. You have the strength to do smoothies, do green juices, eat fruits and vegetables, and don't eat the junk. I don't have the strength for that. I would rather just eat my candy bar. So she showed me that I was a strong person because I had the dedication to eat healthy, make good choices, and move towards a healthier life for me. And they also told me that I have a strength because I can simply get on the camera like this and make YouTube videos. Now, this is not an easy thing for me. This is something that I constantly have to work on. I have to constantly reflect. And one of the things about the YouTube videos is it's really hard for me to turn on the camera and talk in front of the camera, even though it might not seem like it, because I have my own insecurities. And one of the things that I've been learning is like, we don't have to have perfect hair. We don't have to have makeup. I see all these YouTube videos where they look perfect. We don't have to be perfect. Instead, we just need to show up and be of service. So that's something that I'm personally working on. It's not like it's always easy to do these YouTube videos, but I have the strength to continue to work on myself to do something that's hard that is going to be good for me in the future. I also realized I don't actually have to be perfect to be able to help people. I have a lot of different strengths, and because I focused on these strengths that I was talking to you about, these are the things that I can help people with. These are the things that I can help people in my membership with. If you're struggling with certain things, you can join the membership. It's only $22 a month, and we can chat. We can talk about your strengths and your weaknesses, and we can talk about it, and I can show up and be there of service to you. That's all I need to do. And another one of the strengths that I wrote down is that I have the strength to improve my life. I don't sit here, well, I cry a lot. I'm a very emotional person. Sometimes I do feel like a victim, but I tell myself, you're not the victim. You can make positive changes. You just have to take new actions, new steps, improve yourself, and you'll eventually get there. I have the strength to eat healthy, and I have the strength to improve myself and make these videos. So that's basically all I was going to talk about in this video. If you felt like this video helped you, please give me a thumbs up. If not, just give me a thumbs down. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure that you are looking for those links to my membership if you want to join, or even the free video course. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.